Look at those. Whoo! Look at that damage right there. Jesus Christ. Did I just respawn again?
Check out this cheek clapping build out. Damage so gross it makes 2 girls 1 cup look normal.
What's going on, Dags? If you're new to the channel, welcome to That Again Gaming. I'm your host, Nox. One of my favorite things to do is respawn, and it's not because I'm good. I'm gonna keep it real. Those damage numbers that you saw in the beginning of the video, they are real damage numbers, but for the majority of your gameplay, you ain't going to see those damage numbers. I had everything aligned for that. I was getting headshots. I had STREGA stacked up on the actual target that I was shooting, so that damage is getting amplified and spread out. Fully stacked, everything lining up. You're going to do like 5.8 million with 1 bullet, which is nutty. But I'm going to keep it real, because what you're really going to see in your average gameplay, depending if you're playing, you know, legendary or heroic or below. Legendary, you could probably expect to see anywhere from like, you know, 1.5 to 3.5 million. And then for heroic, that might be a little bit higher just because you can kill the enemies faster and you can get those STREGA stacks spread out more and built up more faster. And you're going to do more damage solo because you're going to have all those STREGA stacks always constantly going up and those enemies aren't going to get killed by your teammates. So that's how you're going to do more damage when you're solo. In a group play, you're probably on average going to only have maybe like 1 or 2 STREGA stacks on any given enemy. So that's why you won't see those, you know, 5.8 million damage. So that's just me keeping it real. 5.8 is going to be like your, you know, everything aligns damage. And then anywhere from like 1.5 to 3.5, 4 million, maybe a little bit more depending on if you're playing solo or in a group or legendary or heroic content. But either way, that's still a lot of damage per bullet. You know, not a lot of guns are doing a minimum 1.5 per shot. You know, that's pretty good. And for the sake of this video, I'm just going to say the average you're going to do is 3 million. 3 million a bullet. Is that fair? I think that's fair. And then also, if you don't have the turmoil knee pads, this build won't really make sense, as I'm going to be leaning into the turmoil knee pads double dipping abilities with the Bewildered talent. So if you don't have the turmoil knee pads, you know, you can still run STREGA with this loadout. This is just going to be a generic striker build, but you're probably just going to be better off running like, you know, a St. Elmo's or some other type of AR like the Lexington if you have it, or even like the Bighorn. That's a really good AR this season. So if you have the turmoil knee pads, well, this build is going to be for you, because I'm going to really abuse the double dipping damage of those knee pads. And if you don't have the turmoil knee pads, that's all right. If you want to play with the STREGA, you just won't see the same damage numbers as somebody that does have their turmoil knee pads. And also, this build isn't going to really make sense if you don't play all red with glass cannon as well. So just keep that in mind. If glass cannon is in your cup of tea, this might not be the build for you. And because this is a very specific build tailored to the turmoil knee pads, I'm not really going to give you, you know, you could run this instead of that. I'm just going to go straight to the point. This is what I am going to run. And because this is a generic strikers build, you could literally, you know, mix and match and do whatever you want. All the damage is coming from the Striker gear set. It don't matter what kind of gun you have or what brand set you have. Strikers is just going to do its thing and do damage. I think that's about it for my 2 cents for this loadout. Just get in there, shoot stuff, don't get shot. If you do get shot, it's all right, because like I said, my favorite thing to do is respawn. And if you like my videos, it must be your favorite thing to do as well. And before we get into the build breakdown, I got a couple side notes. Alrighty, Dags, let me address this really quick. This was supposed to be a fun riddle type of video. And yes, it was my first time making a video like this, so it wasn't executed very well. But I just want to say this was a joke and a riddle. No, it wasn't meant to be taken seriously. A lot of people were pretty cool about it. A lot of the hate was definitely valid. The video was like 8 minutes long. I could have definitely made it shorter. But thank you for everybody who put their 2 cents in. I'm definitely going to keep in mind a lot of the stuff that people said for the next video if I make one like this. Either way, the riddle was solved pretty quick. You guys are awesome and fast. It's still pretty crazy to see 1 billion ticks with the oxidizers. Alrighty, Dags, today's shout out is going to be EllisDee789. And if you can't tell, he is also a fellow LED mask wearing son of a gun. And it looks like he likes to post videos daily. Here's his links to all his social medias. He has a milestone that he wants to hit is 3,000 subscribers. Right now he is at 2,077. So go show him some support and subscribe to his channel. And make sure you guys go to one of his videos, like one of his videos, then drop a comment showing support. And it's going to help the community grow by helping smaller content creators. And once again, here's his home screen. Alrighty, Dag, so I have this build set up to work around the Turmoil knee pads, because the Bewildered talent splits up your damage 50-50, but the secondary target actually gets double dipped into amplified damage sources and damage the target out of cover. So I'm going to try to stack as much amplified damage and damage the target out of cover to really amp up my damage. So starting off with the specialization, I have the Gunner. I'm utilizing the STREGA because it comes with the talent Unnerve, which gives you a stack and amplified damage source up to 5 stacks. And the amplified damage is going to actually double dip with the Turmoil knee pads. I got an ACS 12, doesn't matter what kind you have. I just use this to build out my striker stacks. I have the TDI card custom because it gives you that +1 skill tier. And if you're using the Precision Smart Cover, all you have to do is have the TDI card custom in your hand. It's going to give you that +1 skill tier, and it's going to boost the damage to target out of cover that the Precision Smart Cover gives you. And I also have the Reviver Hive for when I go down. For the chest piece, the brand set doesn't matter, so just play whatever you want. And all that matters is that you want to have the talent Glass Cannon, because Glass Cannon gives you the amplified damage source, which is going to double dip to the secondary target with the Bewildered talent. And then finally, I got 4 pieces of Striker. They're all going to be statted the same with critical hit chance or critical hit damage. It does not matter where you put the critical hit chance, critical hit damage. You want to aim from anywhere between 60 to 70% critical hit chance and dump the rest into the critical hit damage. When it comes to the active modifier, I have Tech Link because that skill efficiency is going to boost how long your Precision Smart Cover stays out. If I'm playing legendary content, I'm going to be constantly activating my Tech Link. But if I'm playing heroic or below, I am not going to activate my active modifier ever because I want to benefit from the passive modifiers like the multitasker, then the best kind of defense, and load it up. I want to have those up all the time when I'm playing on heroic or below. But if you're playing on legendary content and you're going to activate your active modifier more often, you're going to want to swap out some of these passive modifiers to something that's going to be more useful. Stat wise, I'm sitting at 63% critical hit chance, 125% critical hit damage. I got 97 headshot damage. I got 900,000 armor and 181,000 armor on kill to help me stay alive. Alrighty, Dags, that's the build with the Strega. We got the amplified damage from the chest. We got the amplified damage from the gun. We got the damage target out of cover from the gun and the damage target out of cover from the Precision Smart Cover. And all those multiplicative damage sources are getting double dip of the secondary target of the Bewildered talent under Turmoil knee pads. And if you didn't get the Turmoil knee pads, they were a gift from April 1st from the devs. And unfortunately, right now, there isn't a way to get them or farm for them. Either way, if you made it this far, make sure to like the video, comment below what you guys think, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. That's all for now, Dag. So get out there, clap 2 cheeks at a time if you got the Turmoil knee pads. And if you don't got them, it's all right. You can still clap 1 cheek at a time.